Hello and welcome to another episode of Volume 1, the Anime and Manga Podcast, where we usually review the first volume of a brand new manga each week, but today it's another bonus episode. We will be revealing our top 5 anime. My name is Josh Mystery Michaels because I don't want to reveal my list. And today, as always, I am joined by
Megan Anime Perrine.
Cody, I mostly read mangas, not so much watch anime. Decker.
I like it.
I like it too.
I like it a lot. Thank you for tuning into another episode. We have never shared our top 5 anime before, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a video on our channel that'll be linked somewhere up here where we discuss our top 5 manga. The only caveat in that video was that it had to be a manga that we had reviewed on our channel. A lot of people in the comments were like, what about this one? What about this one? Or I'm surprised you didn't put this on your list.
Yeah, what about the conditions we set?
Exactly. And and so that is exactly the reason why some series weren't included. But in this video, this is going to be anime, our favorite anime of all time. So I'm excited to learn more about you guys, and for you guys watching and listening to learn a little bit more about us. So
this was hard.
Yeah, dude, this was so intense.
hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I know for you because you're like you said, more of a manga reader than an anime watcher.
I had to think of 5 that because I have my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But then 4 more. Okay.
I feel like I know 4 on your list.
Yeah, for sure. Undeniable. We've talked about it before.
B4?
Before what?
B5.
B5.
Everything is 5 in this video.
yeah. After high five.
Oh, high five.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've talked about series that I really like. Because before I started the podcast, I was pretty much anime only, which is crazy to talk about.
Yeah, Megan has close to 300, close to that, right? Completed animes on her My Anime list.
I have 285.
Oh, no.
So that's
pretty close to 300.
4,000.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, dude.
4,741 episodes watched, which means 77 days of watching anime.
I'm barely at probably over.
Yes.
I'm probably over 100, but barely. I think I'm at 104 or something. So 300. It's crazy. Cody, how many do you think you've completed?
Completed?
Yeah. Or maybe just watched.
Yeah.
I've completed comfortably, I'll say 4.
Okay.
I would say you've seen at least 10 to 15, I would say.
Seen?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just set the condition of what have I completed.
But then I changed it.
You've seen Neon, though.
Genesis?
Yeah.
Evangelion?
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 Yeah,
and I'm excited to see if
that's one of the 4.
Oh.
I think we should get right into it before any other series are revealed. We're going to start at 5, go round robin style, work our way up to the top. So who would like to go first, Megan or Cody? Starting at number 5, and then we're going to do honorable mentions at the end too.
I think Cody first.
I would love to hear what your 5th favorite manga series of all time is.
Anime.
Oh, anime. Each week.
Just conditions keep setting, keep changing. Psyche K.
Psyche
number
K.
5, coming in number 5 strong. So what do you like about it?
It's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
You keep thinking they're going to run out of good jokes, and they keep not doing it. And then eventually the characters start being genuinely good on their own too.
Yeah.
And it's sort of the perfect comedy.
Yeah, a lot of good moments, a lot of good character development, and it's just so much fun. Every time I watch it, you can just put it on and just watch it and just be like, ha.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing.
What's great about Psyche K, and it's kind of the reason why we have that Psyche K poster in the background of our studio here, is because we all, Megan, obviously, the queen, has seen everything. So she had already seen Psyche K, but she showed it to me and Cody. And me and Cody, we watched it together for the first time at the same time. At least me and Cody did. And it was our after podcast ritual for a while. And so it will always hold a special place in my heart because of that. And it is funny. And all the things you said about it were true too.
Thank you for including that at the end.
Megan, what about you? What's your
all
number 5?
All right, so coming in at number 5. Dun, dun, dun.
I wish I had sound effects queued up.
Oh, shit.
Cody's wearing headphones this time.
Yeah, it'll be good.
You want to hear something very funny?
You can't hear out of them.
I don't think they're set up.
Oh,
and I actually can't. I just was I'll keep them on.
Tune in to our Halloween live.
I was just
you will understand.
It looks nicer to have these on.
Yeah.
Go back and watch that because you will get the joke.
Okay, coming number 5. Death Parade.
Great. Fantastic.
Death Parade. Amazing story, amazing mystery throughout the whole series. Overall, just like really solid show. The opening has little like Easter eggs in it that you would like pick up on later. And also it's just like, it has everything. Like it has like drama, it has horror, it has romance, it has like everything about it. When the first time I watched it, I was like, this show is amazing. It came out 2015?
Mhm.
So it's like pretty new. It's Madhouse animation, just like the aesthetic and the jazz OST. I love listening to that OST. It's so soothing. And like if you knew what was happening during the OST, it's like not soothing. But it's a great
and one of the
great
most
series.
hype OPs of all time.
Yeah, it's really well done. And it's so much fun.
Yeah, we've suggested or recommended Death Parade to you many times. It is amazing. I think I watched it just because I was going through Funimation and I was like, everybody has nothing but good things to say about this, and it lived up to all those expectations. It was amazing. Not on my top 5, however. My 5th, and yes, I'm starting out the video cheating, and I know you're gonna fucking have something to say about it. Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm starting with a little bit of a cheat.
Oh, are you doing the thing where you actually list your second favorite?
Well, I have like 2 tied for number 5. I'll pick one, dude. I'll pick one.
What's your cheat?
I have 2 tied for number 5 because I couldn't decide.
So does this count as your 5 and 4, or do you also have a 4?
No, I have a 4.
You don't get to do that. You're damn right that's how I'm gonna feel. You don't get to say my.
It's like an umbrella.
Yeah. Okay, well then I'll mention one during my honorable
one gets
mentions.
an honorable. Yeah.
Okay.
Honorably mention it.
I will honorably mention it during that portion
or
of the show.
take that 4th one out. Because
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You take your 4th one out.
What the heck?
What the heck?
Cody hates that people like a joke that he says or a way that he says something.
It's like the enthusiasm. I don't get it.
It's fun. Okay, I will save one for my honorable mentions then, but my number 5 coming in at number 5 for me is Naruto. And it just has to be.
Whoa.
I was debating.
I don't like that either.
I was debating. Yeah, I know you don't. But you better believe that it's on my list.
Okay.
There we go. There we go.
You know, it's a series that has a lot of great moments, and I think that a lot of the animation, especially during the fight scenes, holds up to this day. The reason it is so low, and the reason it's on this list at all, is because it was my introduction into anime and manga. It holds a special place in my heart, not just for that reason, but because like my siblings, I showed it to them and they loved it. And we all grew up just watching every episode and talking about it and playing the video games. And it really was like a huge part of my life. Is it a series that I would like, put someone through? Not necessarily, because it's not perfect and it's long.
So when did she become the Hokage?
I mean, it takes hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And it's because, there's filler and stuff like that too. But it is something that I think, has very emotional moments, friendship, the friendship obviously between like Sasuke and Naruto. Like there are things that hold up and there are things that are beautiful and great about it. But more so than that, it's the nostalgia. That's my number 5. Cody, let's circle back around to you. Number 4.
Number 4.
I'll put Neon Genesis.
Okay.
Neon? Yeah.
I'll say that was probably my like introduction to like the idea of taking established like story elements and then like deconstructing or like showing like the realism in it.
Yeah,
that was something I really like in stories. You have the tsundere and you're showing like, oh, what would that actually? Well, a lot of it is like, what would that actually be like? Justifying why are teenagers doing this? Why is it up to kids to do these things? How does society like exist in a world where monsters and robots fight each other? I like that was my introduction to just realizing story elements.
I've
and
maybe
Misato.
I'll get
And Misato. Miss Misato.
I might get
her.
shit for this, but I've never seen it. And Megan, you watched it kind of recently.
When you see Misato, you're gonna get it.
You're gonna get it. Why everyone loves Neon. I recently watched it for the first time, and I love like keeping series on hold. Not necessarily because it's like I'm doing it on purpose, but just because I'm catching up with like shows, like I've never watched Naruto, never seen all of Bleach, like things like that, where it's just like I know it's complete and I can just dive in whenever I want. Like Fullmetal, I did that with, just like I love binging shows, and I binged all of it, all of the movies, the newest movie, and it was great. I get the hype.
Cody, on like the movies and stuff?
I haven't seen the movies. I just watched the anime. I'm still waiting for like I haven't felt the need to like sit down and watch something in a while.
Yeah, the new movie, or like the movies are kind of the same like plot details of the series with added characters. It's kind of hard to explain, and there's things that are explained in them.
So are you saying it's a retelling?
It is a retelling and a
Genesis.
Rion
Genesis.
No, because neon means new, and Genesis, so it's like a
I like
it's like a Rion Genesis.
Yeah.
No, it already means that.
How about neon Genesis?
I do like it.
Thank you.
But I did enjoy it. Like,
give it to you.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. Well, thank you for liking what Megan said then.
Thank you, Cody. I appreciate it so much.
You're welcome, Josh.
Oh.
Oh, is that really for me, or are you being an ass right now?
The second one.
Okay.
I did enjoy. I like you saying that. Really, like. Oh yeah, no, because they explain why Asuka's the way she is, and it's not just another tsundere trope of a character. And I mean, they're like the first ones to kind of tap into that energy and like really showcase it. And all the characters, there's always like motivation. It's not just because they're doing something because they just want it. Well,
it does.
I say that, but there's a certain scene in Neon Genesis that's a little sussy.
Extremely relatable.
It's no, don't say that. Don't say that, Cody.
Well,
do not say that.
We've all been there.
Oh no, we haven't. If any,
I want to know what you're talking about.
Cody.
I mean, people watching. I guess.
We'll see.
Spoiler free in the comments.
Yeah, we'll see the comment section after that one.
Let us know.
Stop it right now. Stop it right now.
Well, this would be a great time to move on before Cody dies. You all right? You good? He does this for attention. Yeah. It'd be a great time to go to your number 4 and see what's fourth on your list.
4, Steins Gate.
Fantastic.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta get a My Anime list, dude. I'm bad at updating.
I didn't finish it.
It was put it on on My Anime list. You can put still watching or completed or whatever.
Nah.
Okay.
I do that. I do keep track of my anime list, like what I'm watching, and then like when I drop shows, I drop them on the app, it's very helpful.
I just even if I've seen one episode of something, I just put completed.
That's not how it works. That's not what you should be doing.
But it's more so I can remember.
No, it's not, because you just said there's a thing for people. You want the cloud to finish.
No, it's not true.
Because you're aware that there's a thing that says I'm still on it.
I've only done it for like 3 series.
That's a lot.
Who's
that for?
For me, so I can keep track
to say
of it.
that you have a thing to keep track of it.
Okay, yes, but that's an extra step.
It's the same button, isn't it? Because I'm pretty sure it's like Goodreads.
It's like a drop down menu. Yeah. You got me.
A drop down menu.
You're a liar.
You got me, I guess.
Got him.
You really did get me.
I know you just admitted that.
Steins Gate is
but
great,
yes.
and you've seen it too, right?
Yeah, I didn't. It was a thing where it's like I was watching it and then I just couldn't find like the next episode, and then I just forgot about it and I moved on.
Why do you love it so much, Megan?
It took me a long time to get into it, just like Neon and like Fullmetal Alchemist. Neon. There is a cat girl in Steins Gate.
Yeah.
She runs a maid cafe. She's so cute.
I love.
But all the characters, like Okabe has to be like one of the greatest MCs of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is so awesome. He gets great development.
Mm-hmm.
Like you really feel what he's feeling when he's going through those moments.
Mm-hmm.
And it involves time travel if you don't know what it's about.
I'm a sucker for time travel.
And the way it's presented, it's so
very confusing.
Yeah, it is. It gets like a lot, but the payoff towards the end is so worth it because there's just things sprinkled in there that you're like, that's why.
Yeah, no, it's great.
And it's so amazing. And I just love all of the characters. They're so like close friends, and it's just such a great series.
Give the folks a doo-doo.
Oh, I already did it. Should I do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can never have too many. What the heck?
I love her. But yeah, such a great anime, and this is like my list is like what I would push people to watch. Like you have to watch this in order to get into the mind of the madman Megan meme Perrine. Machine. Yeah. There's a lot Malignant. I mean, the list goes on. Yeah. Malignant, yes. But watch Steins Gate if you haven't. Number 4.
Yeah, definitely watch Steins Gate. It's amazing. Number 4 on my list is a series that I believe will be on at least one of your lists, maybe both. But it is number 4, Mob Psycho.
That's 4th?
That's 4th for me. Yeah. Mob Psycho, obviously, I won't talk about it for too long. We have a whole episode dedicated to the first season of Mob Psycho, and I'm sure it's on their list. So they're going to talk about it as well. So I'll keep mine brief and maybe try to say something a little more personal about it and about what it means to me. And it's just that it is a beautifully like animated series. It is so unique in its aesthetic and its style. And it is a series that has everything. It has heart. It has humor. It lands both of those things. It does both of those things well. Super lovable characters. Reagan might be one of my favorite characters of all time.
I love him. He's awesome.
It's just so good for so many reasons. And, you know, if
would
I had
you
to
say
really,
like
I would say
100?
100 reasons. Yeah, I would say 100. But really, truly, it is just the aesthetic and the animation that really elevate an already amazing story for me. But I'm going to keep that brief because I know you guys I feel like it's definitely on Cody's list.
I'm now thinking Megan didn't put on her list at all.
What?
Don't look at me
there's
like
only one way to
that.
find out. Cody, what's number 4 on? Or
Well,
now we're at
3.
3.
We
Yeah.
know what number 4 is.
We do. Now we're at 3.
Number 3 would be, it's tough, but it's like, I guess I don't enjoy it as much, but One Punch Man.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I like season 1, I kind of stopped enjoying, like I rewatched season 1 after season 2 came out. And I was like, yeah, this was the story for me, but I really liked it. I thought it was, and it's such a thing. Like there's someone who like didn't even know what anime was. I showed them that as like, this can be for anyone. Like anyone can get the humor. I like you can see like what that writer does with Mob Psycho too. At least my interpretation is like the way he treats powers is like a metaphor for like creativity or like success or anything. And it's like a comedy, but then like Moomin Rider makes it like there's like a genuine moment of just like, you know, like you see that in like old comedies. There'd always just have like one genuine emotional moment. Like what was it? Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to talk about Naked Gun again.
That's a great movie.
Naked Gun, great. Naked Gun, was it 22 and a half? Great. Naked Gun 33 and a third. Amazing.
That's crazy titles.
Yeah.
Those are crazy titles.
One Punch Man was great. Obviously, for me, season 1 was the highlight as well. It is like a sort of like a plot device or whatever that did feel repetitive after season 1. But I think season 1 on its own is fantastic.
Yeah.
Which I did read the manga and definitely is like a completely different thing than what you would expect going in from the first season.
And the animation studios changed from season 1 to season 2 and it suffered.
And you're like, yeah. At first you're like, no, that's not gonna.
Yeah.
It won't change
won't make a
anything.
huge-
No, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And also just like you said, like, I don't know, like season 1 was so good and I was so excited for season 2 and then I started watching it and I kind of was just like, doesn't have that shine anymore. Like, it doesn't have that bald head shine to me. It's like, how can they punch up the next season? And they couldn't.
It could have gone up to number 1 for me.
It could have.
It could have been a 1 season man. You know what I mean?
Or a 1 minute man, and it's you.
Dude, give me at least 2 minutes.
I'll give you 2 minutes.
Please, dude. Megan, what's number 3 for you?
Dun dun dun. Hunter.
And then you gotta sing the OP.
Daiichi no fumishimete.
We just
Kimi wa
did a Hunter episode 2, which will
wasamete
link up here somewhere as well.
Tenshi no hoho
I mean, she's got it down.
Surata
Cody?
You can smile.
You did it with me.
Yay, did it. I love it. I don't know why. I was just not talking smack on shonen, but it was recently brought to my attention that I actually do enjoy
You
most
would always
shonen.
preface by saying, and I don't even like shonen.
Because I
every
think
shonen episode.
Every show, and I don't even like this stuff, but this is my favorite thing in the world.
I think that I felt that way because it took me so long to get into them in general. I strayed away from them. I was more the moe, cutesy, slice of life. Like that was my shit growing up, and then also in like high school. And then I recently, maybe like 4 years ago, got into Hunter because all of my my friends were talking about it. My cousin Nolan, shout out Nolan.
Shout out.
Shout out Nolan.
You handsome devil.
He told
He
me
ate the handsome devil fruit.
Oh.
Is it from what?
Oh, God.
Oh my
Megan,
God.
please continue.
That's not from Hunter.
No, it's like it was a One Piece thing, but
No, it should have been called like.
Nolan likes One Piece.
he loves One Piece.
It has to be monosyllabic and then twice.
Yeah, you're right.
Handsome.
It's
Okay.
he ate the handsome fruit.
You still had the fruit?
Yeah.
Cute.
The cute.
How is that?
Well, it's called a volume one punch up for a reason.
And the handsome. Okay, yeah, I never seen it. I just like I said on the episode when we reviewed the manga, it's just like I've never watched an anime that is so ever changing with the different arcs and like the storylines and also the characters too. I think that people love it. Obviously, there's some people like me that strayed away from it, but if you're having doubts, like go into it because it has everything you want. It got the laughs, got the heart, got the cute characters. I do want to rewatch the 1999 version because it does seem a little darker, and I'm like, I mean, obviously, I just want to see those characters again.
Sure, yeah.
So, but yeah, it has everything, and it made me feel like I was watching like a cinematic like the Chimera Ant arc. Like that's when it really hit me. Like, oh, it's this type of story. Like it's this type of anime.
And it's so many different types of stories.
Yeah.
Each season is like its own separate sort of show in a weird way.
And I love how
It's a different show, Nen.
Hey, show me your Nen.
Dude, that would the layers.
Show me your Nen.
That's all I was thinking about.
And
someone set it up.
The opening people complain about, like, how could it just be a long anime and have the same opening? And I'm like, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
It's like when I hear that, I'm excited because I know it's Hunter, dude. It's just Hunter. I just love it. It's amazing.
Yeah. I absolutely also fell 100% in love with it. However, it is not on my top 5. Moving on to my number 3 is Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal's on my top 5, and it's at the number 3 slot for me because I think it's another one of those shows like with like you said about One Punch Man and with Mob Psycho, you can kind of show to anybody, and I think it's a great series. Brotherhood specifically, obviously, is a complete, faithful, beautiful adaptation, a great story. It also does have some sentimental value. It's another show that I experienced with my siblings, and I even convinced one of my brothers to get like a homunculus tattoo.
What?
Which was his first tattoo
Did
that he
you
ever got.
Also get one?
No.
Wow.
Did you get any Brotherhood tattoos?
No.
That is wild.
That is
he
crazy.
he wanted to do it, but I egged him on.
You egged him on and he did it.
Yeah.
He
He's
did
like,
it.
I'm thinking like, I kind of want to get this tattoo. And I was like, you should do it. Let's call this place. Let's go. Like, I'll drive you.
That's not kind of egging on.
That's egging
That's
on.
a little more than egging on.
Either way.
Was he like, well, I assume you're going to get one
No. That would have been sinister. That would have been sinister.
You're like, no, I don't watch anime.
Yeah,
No, I don't even know what this show's about. Just look cool.
I think it's so good, and it's obviously iconic, and everybody knows about Brotherhood, and I feel like most people have seen it, but it is at the number 3 slot for me because for the reasons that everybody already knows, but also because of that little extra sentimental like layer. It's something that I would love to revisit and watch again. I haven't seen it in forever.
Yeah. I recently just watched it, not even a year ago, and I was like, how have I waited this long?
Yeah, I was
so
watching
amazing.
it. I think almost towards the end of season 1.
And,
then I moved out of my friend's couch, and then I stopped having Netflix.
Talk about world building too. Like it takes place in a world that feels full. And it just like you know, it's amazing, and the history of the world and just how well thought out all of it is.
Yeah, like
it's beautiful.
It takes a lot for me. Like I have a respect for shows or, you know, like anime that like you can feel the characters living in that world, even if you don't see them on the screen. Like it just feels just so much. It's that little cherry on top of like when they come back and they mention like what they've been doing, and then that plays into other plot details. Like just knowing that they're living in this world, even though you don't see them, is just like so awesome.
Yeah. It's a world that feels lived in.
Mm-hmm.
Cody, number 2. We're getting close to number 1.
Oh my gosh, I'm nervous.
Goblin Slayer.
Goblin.
I knew it
not
had to be
number
on
1?
here.
I have a number.
Oh, number. Yeah, we know.
Oh,
the
yeah,
number.
we know
Yeah,
what number one is.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goblin Slayer, I had a feeling was going to be,
Mhm.
It was I think the first time I saw like a really like dark story where they didn't cut away, which I really liked. It got me to like start checking out light novels because I was just so hooked. I listened to episodes at work in sub and dub for like little noticeable differences.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoy. I like that character. I like that world that it exists in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we have a bunch of Goblin Slayer episodes too, so you can go check those out. It is a series that I give you a lot of crap for, but it is something that, like, you know, really after talking to you about it, because I was, you know, overly critical and hard, but after like talking to you about it, like I do understand it more, and I do feel like I have a new found like enjoyment of it, even though, you know, it's still Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, I think, you know, because what I liked was it was part of the Neon Genesis thing, is it made this like background thing real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, monsters kidnapping people, that's in everything, and they always just are like, you know, and it's like, well, what are they doing? Which in D&D lore, that's what they're doing. So it's like making that a real consequence in the world and showing this like people that are like dealing with it, and how it, you know, it's kind of shows that it's like the, you know, again, the thing that I hear a lot, not just from you guys, but from other people too, which is like, oh, why don't people treat this more seriously? And, you know, there is a thing of like, well, this stuff does just happen in the real world, but it is also farther away.
Mm-hmm.
And Goblin Slayer basically just takes place in a place that's so far away, the majority of people just don't care.
Yeah,
and
something you always said about it that really resonated with me, and it's kind of what you're saying now, is just that, like, especially in fantasies or any story, you know, we are supposed to believe that the villain is evil a lot of the times. Yeah, just because they say they're evil, you know. But here we are getting to like see like true like evil.
Yeah, I get
like
it's not that like I want that stuff to happen, but I like that like and also like I like that it's being that there's someone is like fighting it and it's being brought, like someone is like, oh, this stuff is happening. And like I tried playing Doom after watching Goblin Slayer, and Doom is just, you know, you fight demons, and I was just like, why am I doing this? The demons just spawn in and they just like throw fight, like they don't even I don't see them doing anything evil.
Yeah.
So like my heart wasn't in the demon slaying anymore because I was just like, what?
My heart wasn't in the demon slaying
because they
anymore.
weren't goblins.
Yeah. And I like a main character who's like a nobody. That's like, we've talked about that. But I much prefer the person who's just a guy, and they go in more in like the light novels and stuff about how he's just essentially an NPC in a campaign that like, yeah, like the main, like the hero character is a background character in this setting. I like that.
Which I really did like that about it a lot. And what is it called again in video games when, you know, there's a stand-in, like the character is a stand-in for the reader or the watcher or the player.
Self-insert?
Yeah, like a self-insert.
Or PC. So there's NPCs, which in the light novels they explain what they call monsters are non-prayer characters. Non-prayer creatures that don't pray. So NPC.
Yeah.
So they're called, and then like, oh, people who praying characters. So they use like I don't know, there's a little touch I like.
Yeah.
And there's an overview, and it's like, you know, they say it's not literally people playing D&D, but like they live in a world where things are up to chance.
Yeah. I just had this moment too where I realized that if anybody is watching this in the far future, what is going to be at our 2 and 1 might change because the Chainsaw Man anime isn't out as of
Yeah.
this recording.
Oh, I mean, I guess
true.
that's just my honorable number one.
Yeah.
For
The
the
cha-
future.
like honestly, the only anime I'm looking forward to, like is that. Like I'm pretty much done with anime except for that, which I really want to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're like, why isn't that on there? Because it's not out yet.
It's not out yet. It's not out yet. But when it comes out, I'm sure it'll be on all of our top 5. Megan, number 2 for you.
Number 2,
Mm-hmm.
for you.
For you.
Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on Ice. This show means so much to me. I remember I forget what year it came out. It must have been maybe 2016, 2015. And at this time, I was like a senior in high school, and it came out, and during this time I kind of like took a break from anime. I know. Hold your horses. I took a break.
I mean, that doesn't
Surprise you
that
at
doesn't
all?
affect me or my. Wait, you took a break from anime when you were a senior?
Yeah.
What the
I mean,
heck?
yeah,
Yeah.
what the heck, dude?
Yeah. That's the reaction I wanted.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was
How
crazy.
dare
You guys, I know you guys.
What?
I know. But at
Yeah.
that time
I feel like I don't even know you right now.
I mean, I did.
was like-
That's the reaction I wanted. That's the reaction. Oh, he's still going. He's seizing.
Cody, you should just do the episodes from down
Oh
there.
yeah.
What are you doing?
It
to my
looks
feet?
kind of good.
Stop that, dude. Stop.
Oh my god.
actually really hard to breathe.
Yeah, it looks like you're gonna break your neck.
do it for as long as I could.
Oh.
actually very
Yeah,
away.
okay, I'll gotta wait until you get up. Just kidding.
So I took a little break, and I still loved it, but I just wasn't as into it as I used to be. I don't know what was going on with me at the time, but obviously I was not in the mood for anime.
A serious case of the lamos if you stopped watching anime.
I think I was being lame. But I remember when Yuri on Ice came out, and I was like, "What's this show about?" And I watched the dub, and I completely was like head over heels for this show. I remember like inviting my friend over to watch it, and we would watch like the new episodes when they would like air together. And this series like really made me realize like, oh, like this makes me happy. Like watching anime makes me like happy, and it made me like find a new respect for everything. Like the music is beautiful, the animation's beautiful, like the character development, like it was just a perfect package of everything. And I know when it came out, the fandom was kind of like crazy, and it's kind of died down a bit. But if you're like on the fence about watching it, like I can't recommend it enough. It has everything you want and more, and it's a great series.
Yeah, be prepared later on to hear more about Yuri on Ice. But for me, for right now, I will say that my number 2 is, and this might come as a shock, I feel like I, have kind of pulled a reverse Megan in a lot of ways.
Because if your number 2 is Bleach, it'll be funny because when we first met,
Yeah.
we all recommended one anime that the other 2 had to watch.
Yeah.
And I made you guys watch Goblin Slayer. She made us watch Yuri on Ice.
Yeah. And I said Bleach. Yeah. It's crazy, and I know it might come as a surprise, but number 2 on my list is Fruits Basket. We also recently did an episode on Fruits Basket, and you should
Is there like
check
a link
that
or
out.
something? Or-
There, it's actually right up there. Oh,
Oh,
right up there. Oh,
oh my God.
oh,
It's like wiggling around.
it's not wiggling around.
It's kind
okay?
of moving.
Oh,
not
wow.
animated.
it's flashing
not
colors.
moving.
Oh, what? Red, green.
Whoa.
I don't like
Oh,
this.
it's like
I don't like this joke.
Orange, green, blue.
YouTube
purple,
does not allow
purple,
for
yellow,
those types
green,
of animations.
Green.
Fruits Basket, to me, became monumental in discovering my love for the, slice of life romance genre of anime. I mean, it is so much more. Again, I'm going to keep this brief because we have a whole episode dedicated to it, but it is so much more than I think people assume that it is. It is sold as this like,
How about an assumed array?
and I don't mean to be an assumed array
Like Kyo.
like yo, but I do think that people on the surface see it as this like cutesy, horoscope, sort of like maybe on the surface this Ranma 1/2 like transformation type of
like reverse harem type of
deal. But
yeah.
it is the character backstory, the character just going deeper into their lives and showing like that everybody is dealing with their own trauma, their own pasts, their own just problems. I mean, it is executed so well. The new anime is fantastic. It is Toru is one of the cutest main characters I've ever seen in anything. Laura Bailey, I think, right? Is who does her voice. I mean, nails it. It is to me just, it's so much more. I forgot that it was even about horoscopes, that it was even about, fruit.
Yeah.
And I forgot that it was about baskets too.
Oh.
That's what I kept. Yeah, it was like back to the Hokage thing. I'm like, when are they gonna get to the?
Yeah.
I have so much love for this series that I couldn't even imagine trying to fit it in a basket. It's absolutely amazing. And if you were on the fence, and because like for me, I was a shonen guy. Bleach, Naruto were my introduction to anime and manga. But as I got older and as I, experienced life, I had this new appreciation and really kind of awakened to this like love, like this like crazy passion and love for these types of stories. So even if you're a shonen person, I think you should watch it because it might awaken something in you. That's my number 2, Cody. The moment that everybody's been waiting for. Our number ones, our volume number ones.
Oh, well, that's what we should call these.
Yeah, we should. Cody, I know what it's going to be, and I think everybody else does, but why don't you just say it, dude? Just fucking say it.
Mob Psycho.
Yeah.
I think it's the best thing. I got into it because of One Punch Man. I was like, this is amazing. What else has this guy done? And I was immediately like, oh, this is way better.
Yeah.
On every aspect.
Yeah.
What I do like is if you like, that's where I got like my interpretation from watching them. If you take One Punch Man and Mob Psycho, where he like, it's a lot of like, the guy's a psychic, but it like doesn't make him happy. He's trying to find fulfillment, and when you combine that with like what One Punch Man's about, where it's just like, is it basically anyone who has like a talent in something that they are good at, but it's just like, it doesn't. What else are you gonna? You still have to do other stuff.
Yeah.
And what if that doesn't fill you with a thrill either?
Yeah.
You're just like, which I like interpreting it as like a story about this writer just basically expressing it. It feels like Mob Psycho is his childhood and One Punch Man is how he feels being published.
That's interesting. Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. It's emotional. Every character is great. The animation's amazing. I watch the OPs like at least twice a week, just on a loop, because I'll watch one. Like, well, I have to watch season 2.
And you were talking about season 3, and how it better live up to the quality of the OPs in season 1 and season 2.
That's a thing where it's like that Psyche K thing where it's just like there's no way they can keep doing OPs this amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm nervous for them.
Of course, they have to. There's no way. Yeah, there's no plausible way, or like even it being like bad. Like I just can't even imagine it.
And
like,
it might
there's
end
no
up being
way.
a Tokyo Revengers situation where when we all, because we read that before the anime came out, and then when we all watched the first episode, we were like, oh. but it's one of the best OPs. Now I am like obsessed with it.
Dude, that song is good.
So give the Mob season 3 opening a chance to grow on you if you don't like it right away.
Which we don't. We don't know how.
You might watch it 100 times.
What the heck? I also like, just that feeling of like being like, oh, like they're good at this, and you're still just like a nobody. Which does seem to be the recurring thing with him. Is I think he is like kind of an anonymous writer, which is like a lot of writers are like faceless, which is like Saitama's face is just a doodle, it's just eyes and a mouth and a nose, and then Mob is like very specifically drawn without anime hair. He is just some guy in the crowd you couldn't pick out. Yeah. And I like the depicting that feeling of like,
is One a pseudonym or
I don't think his real name is One.
Maybe, but you're probably right.
But One Punch Man is like, I think he named himself after, but that was like also the drawings of the mangas are pretty basic because it was just doodles he was doing.
Yeah.
The anime studio was like, we'll do the art. But
that's also just like another layer and like why I think this is such a special series, because it's like it took a great story and just elevated it in the anime, which I feel like rarely happens to that degree.
It's almost the opposite usually happens. Like, oh, the art was great. The anime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It
Yeah.
just heightens it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just takes it to another level of masterfulness.
Yeah.
But this, Mob Psycho
You
is.
got it?
I recommend to every person I know multiple times until they watch it. I think you and me would just keep telling Megan, like, watch
Yeah,
Mob Psycho.
you guys
Yeah.
were hounding me.
Just watch it. And you'd be like, I'll do it sometime. Okay. Did you watch it?
And to your point about
I did.
and she did eventually.
Yeah.
and she loved it.
And
I
she
loved
loves it.
And to your point about recommending series to people who aren't huge anime fans, like I recommended Mob Psycho to a friend of mine who, I think like has an appreciation for anime, but doesn't really go out of their way to watch it. And definitely doesn't keep up to date with it. But when they watched Mob Psycho, they were obsessed with it. And it's just one of those shows that you can show anybody
Mm-hmm.
and they'll love.
Mm-hmm.
Megan, number one, I think me and Cody know for sure. But let the people at home know.
Starts with a C.
Ends with a-
Clannad.
There we go.
Yeah.
You guys. Fuck, dude. Oh
Yeah.
my
Strap in,
God.
buckle up. This is going to be maybe about a 20-minute,
No.
30-minute
No.
sales pitch.
I think
Um,
we have been sent pictures of you crying while watching it at least 2 separate times.
2 separate times, and I've already watched it 9 times already. That's how
Crazy.
powerful it is. And it's not just because it's, it has sad moments, emotional beats. No, it's because this anime like literally changed my life, like my outlook on life, my outlook with people in my life, my, relationships with friends and family. Like it just taught me so much. And every time I rewatch it, I find new things out about myself and I want to try harder to be a better person when watching it. And it's just so beautiful, and people stray away from it because of the art style. But I just recommend, like, you can't have Clannad without Clannad After Story, which is the second season to Clannad, because I've never seen an anime personally where you see these characters grow up and become people and adults, and you see how they react to being put in that position and how they grow and like change, and how the area around them is starting to change. And just like overall amazing. Usually romance anime stops with just them, getting together at the end and then happy, whatever. Okay, they just go away. But this really resonates because it just continues to show their growth and who they are. And yes, it's sad, but it's all worth it in the end. Trust me. Just trust me. It's all worth it in the end. And it's just, I would not be the person I am today without this show.
Yeah, take her word for it. It's fantastic. It even broke the cold heart of Cody Decker.
What are you talking? I'm more emotional than you are.
Yeah, you're maybe more emotional, but you're also like, you have like 2 emotions,
Yeah.
So you're more
Yeah.
emotional, but I have more emotions.
Yeah, but when I get emotional,
yeah.
there's a lot of it.
Yeah, did you get upset? We watched a couple me and Cody, we watched a couple episodes. You watched Fuko's arc. You liked it, right? Yeah, it's great, and it just gets better and better. And Fuko's one of my favorite characters. Every time I watch it, I'm like, oh, I love her.
Well, because
so
you're
much.
Fuko.
I am not Fuko.
Yeah, after watching it too, and like, obviously, Megan showing it to me, it like, I mean, it is amazing. And I was in previous episodes so hard. I was one of those people who was, I was so hard. Clannad makes me hard.
That's an emotion.
I told you I have a lot of but I was hard on the art style.
Everyone is. I mean, it's the early stages of Kyoto animation. You have like Air, you have Canon, like all of them kind of look like that. And After Story, it does change a bit, but it is kind of jarring at first because like it's just so like old.
Yeah. And as somebody who was like on the fence about the art style, it does disappear after a while. You notice it maybe first 2-3 episodes, and then at a certain point, it just kind of fades away because of everything else that's happening. And
much like something that happens in Clannad.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I
You're gonna make Megan cry right
And
now.
also the music in this show is fucking phenomenal. It all ties in together with like a central theme, and there's like callbacks to songs and feelings, and I literally can't listen to the OST without feeling like a heart-wrenching feeling. And I've never had that with any other anime, any other show. Of course, it's like, oh, I like that song. But these songs hit hard, like even when you're done watching it. And again, I've watched it like 9 times and I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. You guys fucking watch it, please.
Yeah, definitely watch it. It's everything that Megan promised that it would be and more.
It's so good. Any Clannad heads out there, please comment. I need you guys. Like, it doesn't get as much love as it should. It doesn't.
My number 1 is something that was on Megan's list, and Megan already, gushed about it, and I feel very similar. It's a word that you use when people like express.
No, I'm trying
themselves.
to think of what your number 1 is.
He wasn't concerned about the gush
It's just because he has me on the fence all the time.
Jeez,
I feel like I'm on the ropes.
was that? Like,
I feel like I'm up against the ropes all the time.
yeah, just like, what is it? Yeah, it's a word.
Yeah, it's a fucking word.
Yeah, probably. I was like, oh, okay, so it's one word. I thought we were I thought you were like setting me up. I was like, but that's like aggressive charades.
My number 1, and for so many reasons, and it's part of my new awakening, is Yuri on Ice.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yuri on Ice is my number 1, and I thought about it, dude. I really, really, really thought about it. And like I said, being a shonen guy when I was younger, and now discovering this new sort of subgenre within this genre, Yuri on Ice to me was, again, complete. It was beautiful. It was special to me in the moment, and where I was at when I watched it. These characters felt so real, and the story felt so important. The music, fantastic. It was something that the music I had on a loop, History Makers, obviously, but also like Eros and the other songs that they skate to. I mean, just like, and I can really only tell you that it's in my number 1 slot because of just the feeling that I got from watching it. And the feeling that I got was just like something I had really never felt before. It is kind of special to me, obviously, because like I remember, being recommended that series like during the beginning, like you mentioned, Cody, like we all like gave each other something to watch, and it like, it sort of does symbolize the beginning of like this, and like the beginning of doing the
born
podcast.
to make history.
We were born to make history.
Cody Decker, you son of a
Don't
bitch.
stop us now. It's the moment of truth.
But born to make history. Yeah, man. And like I said, it just feels so important. And it really is about like, identity, and it is about, confidence, and it is about, discovering who you are through this sort of sport, or through this, really through this like art, the animation. It is perfect. It is perfect. And it is so special to me. And it is on my number 1 spot.
Dang, I'll hear the comments now.
I know. I thought you were going to put Bleach at your number 1, which, is,
So you made us watch an anime that's not even your top 5?
It was at the time, dude. But at the time, like, I hadn't experienced Yuri on Ice yet. And like I said, like, and that's what I like, not to get too sentimental or emotional. Like, what I love about doing the podcast with you guys is like getting to experience like so many new series and so many, whether it's manga or anime, like, yeah, I just feel like my whole world has been like opened up, and I love it.
Yuri on Ice. If you haven't watched it yet, it is like same thing for me, like going through it, taking a break from anime at the time, a lot of, self-doubt, which like hasn't necessarily gone away, but it has. This series like definitely helped me with that, like seeing Yuri's journey and seeing, who he became, to try to be better for not only himself, but for someone else. It's just so powerful, and the ending is so worth it. And
it's
an amazing show.
Yeah, that and Chainsaw Man are like the 2 series that like, really symbolize to me the beginning of like this journey with you guys and with everybody watching and listening too. And so very, both very, very special to me for that reason, on top of just being
Then
great.
why isn't it in your top 5?
Because the anime is not out yet.
It is now for whoever.
There are a few people
For some
watching
people,
it.
it's been out
Yeah.
for 20 years.
Oh my God.
Whoa my
Whoa
God.
my God. Really quick before we get to the end of this video, which we are going to start wrapping up, honorable mentions. I want to go through because some of my honorable mentions you guys have already mentioned, but I don't really want to like dwell on them for too long. Personally, me, you guys feel free to do whatever you want to do. I just want to like kind of rattle them off. And then I have one that I want to give a little spiel about. I'll keep it short, but for the most part,
Spiel.
like Death Parade is on my honorable mention. Zatch Bell is on my honorable mention because it's something, again, me and my brothers like just connected and bonded over. Claymore, Hunter x Hunter, Kill la Kill, Steins Gate. These are all honorable mentions. But the one that I wanted to talk about for a brief second is a series called Kids on the Slope, which is a jazz anime that I feel like a lot of people might not know about. And if you haven't heard of it, just look on YouTube, Kids on the Slope. And the first video that will come up will be this scene of them playing jazz and just how it is. People have said that it's sort of an anime whiplash. It's not. I think people might say that because it's about jazz. It is way more than that. And it is maybe the Yuri on Ice of jazz anime.
Because he has glasses?
He does have glasses. Yeah.
That
is a little.
Maybe I'll check it out.
That is a little something I forgot to mention.
Like a recurring theme in all your favorite things.
Kids on the Slope is a fantastic, fantastic show. And I highly recommend it. But those are my honorable mentions. I just wanted to kind of rattle them off. But you guys take the floor. Your honorable mentions.
No, I said everything.
You got it all off your chest?
My honorable mention is the Chainsaw Man, which isn't out yet.
There we go.
And Dan to Dan, which also isn't out yet, or even an option.
It isn't even announced yet, but will be.
Yes.
Spy Family?
Another one.
Another one. Durara, Full Metal, Nichijou, Mob Psycho, Zombieland Saga, Soul Eater, Polar Bear Cafe, Sakamoto Days, Psyche K, Real Life, Ouran High School Host Club, Nana, Lucky Star, Love is War, Hitagashi, Fruits Basket, Assassination Classroom, Angel Beats, 91 Days, and Nana.
Yeah.
All honorable mentions.
Sakamoto
Amazing.
Days got an anime?
No, Sakamoto Desuga. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, that was crazy. Sakamoto Desuga.
No, I was honestly like, yeah, I remember watching that with you guys.
It was crazy when we figured out that they had the same name.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was great, right? Yeah, the guy, amazing, all amazing series. Again, can't stress it enough. Just if you're doubting any of the things that we mentioned, I mean, obviously Yuri on Ice, and then obviously Clannad first season and after story. Please watch it and tell me what you think because it is a masterpiece that needs to be talked about more. Thank you.
Cody had
I have one honorable mention. Weathering with You.
Weathering with You.
Weathering with You.
No, I insist. Weathering with You.
Weathering with You.
Weathering
I'd
with
weather
all
not.
of you. Oh.
The heck?
What the heck?
That was good. I haven't watched it.
Oh yeah, that's the first anime we watched together.
Yeah.
That's cute.
We watched it together at
We
a
went
theater.
and watched a romantic movie together.
You
on like
hold
It was
hands?
nice.
Did you guys hold hands?
Is that like a joke to you?
It's
Yeah.
not a joke. I was just asking. I was curious.
I felt the urge. I didn't want to read into it,
Oh.
but
Just let stuff happen, you know?
You just like had your
yeah.
hand like on the side.
yeah, I had it open,
Mm-hmm.
and
No, I thought he wanted candy.
it was
The
like
whole-
that scene. It was like that scene in Twilight when they went to the movies.
yeah, sitting in the middle.
God.
And they're just like,
And then-
Twilight.
dude, that shit was crazy.
Both of the guys just had their hands
Oh.
wide open.
And Bella's like, I don't want either of you. I want Edward.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Josh ruined your name for me,
And that is also a fond memory that I have.
which was the neon
Were you gonna
genesis
watch
of
it,
our
though?
first anime conversation.
Were you
was.
gonna watch it?
I was
Probably
saying I was
would've,
interested
yeah.
in that.
Really?
Yeah, he probably
Yeah.
would have. Yeah.
That's
So,
interesting.
That's a
I don't-
nice
I honestly-
save you try to do, but yeah.
I mean, that's interesting that you were gonna watch it.
Yeah, he
I had not
honestly, I
expected
feel,
that.
feel like he honestly would have and was, and I truly have no idea what I was thinking.
because we were so hyped about it, just watching it, talking about it, interpreting it, being like, we should just do this.
Mhm.
And then John's like, you would love your name. I'm like, it's same studio. And then the plot, I'm like, okay. And then the plot, yeah. And then it ends on this note. I'm like,
and then the reveal.
And maybe like, so you just told me the entire story. And he's like, yeah.
For the record, it was in the early stages of us like sharing series with one another. So I wasn't,
You were excited.
Yeah.
We weren't in the spoiler zone yet.
Exactly.
Now we have to tiptoe around it.
It was before the save it for the pod days.
Yeah.
Or the don't spoil the end of a movie days.
Right. Which is, since the beginning of time. But that's going to do it. That is our top 5 anime of all time. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching and listening, especially if you are still here. Let us know in the comments your top 5 anime. If you have any in common with us, let us know. Give us series that you are passionate about and recommend those to us so we can experience them and watch them as well, because we get so many great manga recommendations from everybody in the comments, and we do get anime recs all the time as well. But here's a great excuse to just bombard us with things to watch. We want to hear what you have to say, and maybe roast our lists a little bit if you want to too.
Yeah. I mean, you could be like, "What did you like, Psyche K?" Yeah, I did like. I do like the things that I said I like.
Yeah. I guess maybe maybe that would be the extent of it, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I get like manga because like, oh, you didn't watch, you didn't read this, you didn't know this, but it's just like, well, there are good mangas that don't even have good animes.
Yeah, a lot.
So,
a lot.
It's mostly about production value.
I mean, that definitely helps. Definitely helps. Why are you even adjusting the mic? You can hear out of it.
I was literally,
I don't know what you're doing.
Just still broken the whole time. Makes no difference. I can't hear my voice. Nothing getting in there.
Well.
Oh, is that the soundtrack?
Ring ring. Phone home.
What?
Headphones.
E.T. E.T. Some extra headphones.
Extra
Terrestra headphones. Terrestaphones.
I am hoping that this has a grand finale.
It does,
ring,
Megan.
Ring ring microphone.
Hello, micro. What?
Micro. You have headphones.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here for whatever that was. Sometimes you just gotta let it play out,
Why didn't you stop that? You were supposed to stop us.
Were you entertained?
I got nothing. I don't know what is happening. Yes, let us know. Also expect more anime videos from us soon, reacting to anime, talking about anime.
Is there any series that you would like to hear us talk about in our lists? Because that would be fun.
Absolutely.
And like recommend a series that for all of us, but individually too. We would love to hear it. And shout out to all of our Patreon members. Thank you all for your support. And if you would like to become a Patreon member, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/volume1pod. You get early access to all of our videos and access to our special exclusive Patreon bonus podcast, Volume 1 Extra, where we talk about movies, where we talk about, we have recently kind of gone into some anime territory in our Patreon episodes as well. So you can do that and have access to that from, just by joining our lowest tier. And that is, once again, at patreon.com/volume1pod. I didn't like that. Just the way what was that voice? I don't know. Patreon pod. Other than that, there's the algorithm thing. There is the algorithm thing. So gang it up. Oh, well, so there's Patreon gang, but if you're like, but I can't afford money, well, what you can do for free, Megs. You can comment anything that you want. A period, algo gang, algorithm gang, locomotive gang. Sure, yeah, you can do that. Tokyo Manji gang. Tokyo Manji gang. Anything you want to comment, it really does. Logo. It really helps us with the algorithm, obviously. Yeah. And we are gang affiliated, so if you run with the algo gang, we got your back. And if you're like, isn't that kind of pointless? No, because YouTube considers any engagement into the money you get from ads. You can consider it a tip. Absolutely. Throw a little tip in the tip jar, and a tip of the hat to you. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for showing your support no matter how you can. We love all of you, and the only thing left to do now is to get out of here on our outro that's always the same and never changes, which today
We just all say high five and then leave.
Okay. Megan?
Annie, may you have a great day.
I like them both. You want to rock, paper, scissors?
Okay.
Oh.
You got to shoot.
Shoot.
It's 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah. That's like 1, 2, 3, shoot.
One,
yeah.
2, 3, shoot. What is that?
What is
Pencil?
that?
It's a gun.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck.
All right.
Okay,
dude.
well, I won.
Okay.
Annie
All
May.
right.
I'm pretty sure gun beats it.
Annie May, you have a great day.
Okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time,
Annie May, you have a great day. 大事な踏みしめて君は